Hey guys, my name is Neel and welcome to Suhaas. In this episode, we're going to discuss about classes, objects, and the fundamental concepts of Java. But before we go into the fundamental concepts of Java, let us just recap what we learned about JVM, JRE, JDK. So, the JDK helps in executing, developing, and displaying the program, and is also known as a developer's machine. Now, what about JRE? JRE is used to reduce the code and display it, and it's known as a client machine. Now, what is JVM? JVM basically works as an interpreter for your code. It reads every line and executes it. For example, Java 5. Now, there is an important note. If there is an error in your JVM or in your file, the Java virtual machine stops executing it. So, now let's talk about the fundamental concepts of Java. So these are the fundamental concepts of Java. Now that we know what are the fundamental concepts, we probably learn instance, inheritance, polymorphism in the future videos. But now let's just focus on objects and class because they're the most important ones out of all of them. So, what is an object? An object is a real-world entity that has stats and behaviors. For example, let's take a real-life example. Let's take a dog. So, a dog must have stats and behaviors. Let's take dog as an object. So, it must have stats and behaviors. So, the stats are basic color, name, etc. So, the dog's color must be white and black, name must be Buddy, breed must be huskies, etc. And behaviors is wagging the tail, barking, eating, etc. So that's a real life example of objects. And there's an important note. An object is an instance of a class. So, what is a class? A class is basically a template or a blueprint of an object that has stats and behaviors. But the class calls it like attributes and behaviors. So, let's take an example. Imagine a class as a car, but a car is an object, right? So the class must have a blueprint. So it basically has its attributes, its model, its features, and its behaviors, like what it does, brake, etc. So a class is basically a blueprint of an object. So a class is basically a template or blueprint of an object that has specifically stats and behaviors. Now, let's take an example of a class. So this is a small example of a class. It has color, rank, breed, etc. So now that we know what is a class, let's write a small simple program, shall we? So this is a small simple program. But you must be having many doubts. What is the public? What is static? What is void? What is main? What is Suhaas? What is system? What is dark? What is print line? Why is my handwriting so bad? So I don't have an answer for last one, but a public is an access modifier. Right? There are three types of public: public, private, and protected. So public is visible for everyone. Private is not visible in this class, but you can use other classes to access it. Protected is not visible for any class, but I have to use some sort of way to access it. What is static? Static is used so that JVM can invoke it into the class without insustaining it. What is void? Void has no return type. Main, what is main? Main is basically representing the method. What is stringers? Stringers stores the command lines. What is system out of print line? There's a bit more deeper meaning for this. Like, it takes system as a class, etc. But let's just say the system prints this one out. Simply. So there's a small problem, right? You see, if you know a bit about Java, you must have heard of a system that are print line and system that are print. What is the difference between both of them? So system that output print prints hello everyone like this. But system that output print line prints it like this. So this must be the output. So this is how it prints it, right? So why do we use the double quotations. The double quotations is used to indicate for the JVM that this is used by system developer print to print it, or it's going to take it as a command, as if you store it as a string. And as it didn't store as a string, and if you're a bit confused, you will be. We'll probably learn more about strings, variables in the next episode. It takes an everyone as string and it produces an error. So that's why you must always remember to keep double quotations and also this symbol at the end. So this is basically a simple program of Java. So in the next episode, we'll probably do this on the computer. You can try it for yourself. But still, this may be a small video, but this is an important one. So don't forget to subscribe. And as always, I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.